Hello and welcome back to the channel, Cali Legends Media. First of all, I'd like to start by thanking all the subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. Set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified if a video drops or if we go live. Also, if you can smash that like button, it really helps support the channel. It helps us get cooking in the algorithm where the video get recommended more based on the number of likes. It actually really helps, and it's a good way to support the channel. Anyways, so today's a nice, beautiful, rainy day. One of my favorite weathers, conditions. I like it when it's cold, when it's sprinkling. It's not, the rain ain't hitting too hard. You can always throw a sweater on if you get cold. If you're still cold, you can put a jacket on top of that. But you don't necessarily need to be inside with a heat or anything. It's just not that cold, I like it like this. This is my kind of day. Anyways, I wasn't gonna do anything. I was gonna just kick back today. It's the weekend, but I figure I'll go ahead and start off my week early, get a video ready for you guys, okay? Today, this video is gonna be about a little bit of history. And really, it's let me just get right into it, okay? Now, there was a time, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because all the involvement that the government is having in the lives of the people that have come to this country to try to get jobs and stuff, okay? People who have come to this country to try to make a better life for their family, okay? Now, growing up here in East Los Angeles, the schools, at the time when I was in elementary school, the schools pretty much dictated or kind of steered you in what direction to go in the future as far as careers go, okay? And one of the problems that the Chicanos and the people here in this particular area had was that the kids were being groomed and conditioned to become landscapers, janitors, things to that effect. They weren't being groomed to be engineers one day, doctors one day, lawyers one day. They chose to direct more of the white kids in that direction, but Mexicans, they treated them differently, They put a lot of the Mexicans in this special ed classes, saying that they were slow. A lot of times it just was a language barrier, because we didn't have a lot of Mexican or Chicano teachers or bilingual teachers that could explain something in Spanish and English for the kids that needed that kind of help. Instead, they put you in an ESL class, a special education class for slow kids, which slowed your development up, And one of the things during the walkouts back in the late 60s, early 70s, all that stuff that was going on with Chicanos fighting for their rights and stuff, one of the issues was education and having more bilingual teachers, a curriculum that taught some Chicano heritage, Mexican heritage, and history, and treated the kids, the Mexican kids, fairly, and give them a chance to become doctors, lawyers, and other successful careers, get involved with other successful careers, not landscapers, not housekeepers, not waitresses and waiters, no. We wanted a fair shot at success in life, Well, the kids these days really don't have no excuse, okay? I remember when I was a kid, my dad used to tell me, you know what, man, you could do anything you want, Steve. You're a smart kid. You know, they had me tested, all kinds of stuff. They were always being told I was college material, and you know, my grades were. I've always gotten A's and B's. You know, I was on the honor roll in the honor society. Um, just I always done very well in school, in the president's list, in college. You know, the dean's list at the very least. Um, but even as a kid, my dad used to tell me you could do anything, you could become anything. How encouraging my dad was, you know, and he convinced me that I could be anything that I wanted to be, you know. My only problem was I wanted to be a fuck up, you know. I wanted to be a cagapalo. I wanted to be a homie, you know what I mean? So rather than take advantage of the private schools that my parents sacrificed to put me in, you know, and paid for so that I get a better education. I was the only one out of all my family that they sent to a private school because of all these tests and always being told what a gifted student I was, you know. On top of buying the home that we were growing up in, they paid for me to go to a private school, you know. And my dad worked in a steel factory, you know. He worked hard, and he used to tell me, Neil, you could get a job one day where you're sitting in an office. You don't have to go out there and be busting your ass. You could be using your brain, you know. And yeah, he convinced me I could be whatever I wanted to be, and so I did, you know. I became a gang member, became a homie, and spent 19 years of my life in and out of jail, you know, and time in prison, you know. Just a waste, you know. But now the kids, they have a chance. They could get into any type of education that they want to get into, you know. There's all kinds of training programs. You know, college is made available now through programs for young Chicanos, young Mexicans, you know, but you have to want to do it, and you have to go after it, and you have to get it. And these kids can do it. And we have to direct our kids in that direction. And it's not going to always work. You're going to have kids like me that can do it, but choose to do something else. And they have to learn the hard way. You know, although I didn't have nobody telling me about how prison was or anything I'd have to go through if I ever went to prison, or how jail was going to be, or the things that I would have to sacrifice to live this kind of life, the loss of friends, you know, close friends at a very young age, being unalived, just everything, you know, a drug problem. And nobody ever talked to me about those things. They only talked to me about how good I can do. You know what I mean? Not if you go this way, how bad things can get for me, you know? And I think that's part of the reason why I talk about it a lot, you know? I wish somebody would have talked to me about those things as I grew up, instead of giving me clecha on how to, if I get in a knife fight, what to do and what not to do, how to conduct myself if I ever go to jail or prison, and, you know, what's allowed, what's not allowed. You know, that's the education that my older homies was giving me, you know what I mean? How to do highlights and not get caught and stuff, you know? So I do what I do. There's a lot of work to do, you know, with our youth, man. We gotta take the time, teach them these things, and show them the ramifications and the consequences of certain actions in life, you know, certain behaviors. And I was thinking about that today, you know, how a lot of the schools now, even elementary schools, are actually college preparatory schools at elementary level, you know. Junior high schools now are like same thing, college preparatory schools. High school is pre-college entry schools, you know. Everything's pushing for college, you know. You drive around East LA and you see these flags of young Chicanos, you know, young Mexicanos that have come over and are working on their education and are going to college coming out of high school. They're already, everything's lined up for them already. It says what college they're going to, what year they're graduating and everything, you know. It wasn't like that when we were young. We didn't have that opportunity. And it's an opportunity that the kids have now. Now it's just a matter of choice and drive and giving them that direction, you know. So I was watching a video from John Diesel. Smart dude. Uh, he's from another area, but he's very, very well educated on prison politics, street politics, and just in life in general. The guy makes sense, you know. But one thing threw me off is he made a comment saying that some of these channels say, man, even if I could reach one kid, then it's worth it, you know? You know, that like, don't bullshit nobody, man. You know, it's all about the bag, and even if it's just a little gas money, you know, no, it's not. It's not about the bag. It's not about gas money. I don't need YouTube money. YouTube money is boo boo. It really is. At least at my level, it's nothing. You know, I could do without it. I really can. It's not. I give most of that back to the community by feeding them, you know, handing out money. People know me. People know me for that in the community. That's what I do. That, you know. Seeing somebody that maybe has some kids and they're out. Yesterday, I ran into a homie coming out of Rouse. I didn't know he was from Maravilla. But when I was going in, I was watching him, and some people were giving him some money and stuff. And you know, he had gave me a compliment on a jacket I was wearing. Órale, gracias. Whoop, I went in. You know, I just ignored him. And I was thinking about it when I was in the store. And when I was in the store, I only had $20 bills and up. So I broke a 20 so I could hit this little homie with a little something on the way out. He had his foot all wrapped up and he was in a wheelchair, right? So I figure I'm gonna break him off, you know, a couple of bills. And I walked out and it's just an old habit, you know, like, you know, I told him, hey homie, what's your name? And he told me, I don't remember, I think Sam or Samuel or something. He answered me, you know. But he was all tatted back, you know, and I go, all right. I go, where you from, homie? And he told me he was from one of the Maravillas. You know, he was from Maravilla. I'm not going to say which one, but he was from Maravilla, you know. And I go, all right. And I introduced myself, you know. And he was telling me that, you know, he was in a run of bad luck right now. And he's not by himself, man. He has his kids with him, you know. I don't know how old his kids were. I didn't get into it. But you know, I blessed the homie, not because he was from Maravilla. I had intentions to anyways. But, you know, it was a blessing for me too, you know, to be able to help him. Because there was a time when I couldn't do that. I couldn't give nobody $3, $4, $5, you know, like that on the strength. Anyways, so, you know, doing that through the whole month to different people and buying there goes the YouTube money plus the gas. Like, you know, it's nothing. It is about reaching anybody, somebody. That's what it's about, man. You know, that's some real talk. You know, and if anybody uses that as an excuse to build their channel or to get this thing called clout or whatever, man, that shit's bullshit. That's boo-boo. Anybody who does something like that. If it's not about that, you shouldn't say it's about that, you know. And if it is about the kids and about helping the community, and not just the kids, but older homies too and older gentlemen too, because a lot of times something comes out that might be encouraging or uplifting to them. You know, if that's what your channel's about, then that's what it's about, you know. But maybe, I don't know who in particular John was talking about. I really don't hear people really pushing that, you know, that what they do for the youth. Maybe Santo G talks a lot about the youth, and he's always trying to encourage them to get a career, or, you know, just he's always on a positive tip. If you don't know who Santo G is, check him out. He's a younger guy. He makes good videos. You know, I would advise checking him out and see if you like the way he presents his content. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to do this video because, you know what? The opportunities that we have are being taken away on one hand, you know, by all of this deportation and everything. And this is through the government and through people who feel like like those people don't deserve that helping hand or that opportunity. You know, I could see criminals, yeah, throw their asses out. You know, people who, you know, there's so many messed up people in the world. Yeah, if you could get them out of here, get them out of here. But kids that are working hard and striving, man, to get an education and to be successful in life, I don't think those should be removed from the country, man. We should always try to help those people. But that's just my opinion. Anyways, yeah, it's different now. So our kids have the opportunity now to go to college. It's out there for them. You know, they just have to be directed in that direction, and we got to watch them. The things they're doing, the things they're saying, the people they're hanging around, you know, and we just got to stay on them. In the end, it's going to be up to them. It's going to be their choice. And all we could do is just pray they make the right decisions, you know. Same thing like me. I was given the opportunity, and I had the support of my parents, and they were pushing me for good. And look, I even with a college degree, I worked all my life. You know, one day I'm going to tell the story, but I wore different hats in my lifetime. You know, I'll be in a board meeting one evening, and that same evening, you know, I'll be all hoodied up and everything, you know, shooting it out with my enemies. You know, I lived like double, triple lives sometimes. You know, because then I'd go home and I'd be a family man. You know, and it took me. I had to learn the ability to adjust and become these people, you know, under different circumstances, including the time when I went to college, you know. Anyways, that's for another video. What the main point of all this is that the opportunity is there for us now. It's different. It's not like when I was growing up. It's not as difficult. It's still difficult. Let's do what we can, man, to push our children that way, and let's get it done. Thank you if you followed me this far into the video. I have a lot of things to say, and maybe that's why I'm a little jumbled up right now. But I hope the message gets out, you know, not only to the parents that have young kids, but to any of you youth that are out there that catch my videos, you know. And let me tell you something, man. If you're unhappy in your career choice, even if you're 30 years old, it's not too late. You could change it and go another direction. I was a mechanic for 13 years. I worked at various dealerships. And at the time when I made this decision, I was a used car reconditioning manager at Greenwood Pontiac Mazda GMC. And I was tired of mechanic work. It was dirty. You know, you bust your knuckles up, you get burned. You know, you go to work, you just showered up and you go to work. And first thing you do is get underneath the car and get all oily and dirty, and you take your lunch. No matter how much you wash your hands, your hands are always oil under the nails, and you're eating that way at lunchtime. It's, you know, it's a difficult job, you know. And I switched from being a mechanic. I went to school for 6 months to the National Tooling and Machining Corporation of America, and went into machining, you know, and kept going to school and learned CNC. I learned programming. You know, I just kept going to school while being a machinist, and I changed my career completely. And from there went on to quality control and engineering. You know, all my life being a gang member, but working, going to school and striving, you know. It's doable, man. If you just cut out the bullshit in between and just do the right thing, it'll be a lot more easier, you know. Stay off them streets. It's just a waste of time. There's no benefit to it. None at all. You know, it's all about the education, the training, the career path, and taking care of the ones you love. Thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one. And if you haven't subscribed, like I said, hit that subscription button down below. Smash that like button. Show support for the channel. And I hope to see you on the next one. God bless you all.